let's get this. Okay, so when you're going to chart, which I'm going to start by saying that the bigger your chart gets, the longer it's going to take you. If I were to chart my entire presidential leg or entire presidential chart, like it would probably take me, I mean, I wish I was lying, probably close to 24 hours to do it straight. So I would, obviously I am very blessed that I have. I mean, it took me and Alyssa just to do her leg. It took us several hours the other day, right? So, and again, I was kind of walking her through it and teaching it to her at the same time, but the bigger it grows, the more. The other thing you have to understand is I have like 5 legs, you know, so I would have to be trying to figure out, I would literally have to look at every distributor that's ever been signed under me in 5 years and all the customers, and it would take a really long time. So this is where you teaching this and like people knowing how to do it in your downline is crucial, because there's no way I could, I mean, that would be really rough if I had to chart the whole thing. So I am lucky that I have Jen, Jamie, and Gina who are like, this is what I have, this is what I need, here's a picture, go. And again, that's what I'm trying to teach Alyssa to do as well. And I want it, the more people that know how to do it right, the easier it is on everybody, the more helpful it is. And you have to know where you need to be to get where you're going. Like you got it. That's just the bottom line. Is it's a real corny because they say like it's your roadmap and nobody uses maps anymore, and that's funny to me. But yeah, I'm like, it's your Waze at this point. Okay, it's your map. It's your maps on your phone. But me and Alyssa, it took us about 5 days to chart her diamond, and I realized that, I mean, yes, I was kind of taking like a whole breather and like trying to do some laundry, so I had some like clean bras, but also I was like I didn't have the sense of urgency because I wasn't looking at the boxes that we needed to like, and the people that we wanted or were trying to go Ruby, and I wasn't looking at that roadmap. So first of all, you need a chart. Second of all, you need like a notebook or some paper. I would not do loose sheets of paper if I were you, unless you're really good at keeping up with them. If you're like me and you're not that great at keeping up with them, I would definitely do a notebook. So I turned my old hundreds list notebook into my charting notebook, and that's the whole thing. So I literally just wrote out like Alyssa's double diamond, right? And then all of you guys are on this, just about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up Christina's chart, only because Christina's the one that asked me for this Zoom, and I already approved her to let me use it. So when here, I went to Christina. You can find Christina. So Christina is right here. Now, so in order to find this, and again, y'all's is not going to look as crazy as mine. Which is a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing, but it's a bad thing, or it's stressful. So you're going to go to reports, and you're going to go, there's 2 ways you can do this. And I'm actually, you know, tree viewer. You're going to go to show loyal customers, right? Okay. And then you're going to go to, sorry, I wish I could just highlight this part, but I can't, and I'm sorry. So then I would go all the way down to Alyssa's leg. See how this is crazy, it opens up, and I'm going to Christina. So then I'm going under Sheena, the whole thing. There's Christina. Okay. Now, so each distributor, whether they're working or not, gets a name and a line from me. All right. So Christina, right here, I have Christina. I'm going to check Christina. First of all, is Christina running an auto shipment? Okay. Christina has an auto shipment set up for, I wish I could just get this out of the way. Okay. For 124. All right. So you can see when I did this, and this is the importance of charting multiple times a month. Like you need to at least be charting on the 10th and the 20th of every month. If not, like really, I'm sorry, the 5th and the 15th of every month. That's what I meant to say. If you haven't charted by the 5th, you're behind. Like me and Alyssa, I was like, get your butt over here on the 4th because we've got to chart. Like we are behind. And then of course she came over on the 5th, and like we had approximately 90% of the different numbers. Like I was like, I got 127. What do you got? And she's like 68. And I'm like, where are you getting these numbers from? So it took a little longer because we were way off on the numbers. So Christina, as you can tell, when I charted her last, she had a 91 BV auto shipment set up, right? Okay, so Christina has gone in and changed that, and there will be people that will do that. Honestly, in the last 3 days, I've changed probably 8 auto ships, you know, or added on 8 extra loyal customer orders. So that changes the numbers. So Christina now has a 124 auto shipment set up. So that's the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write the auto ship she has set up right here. And this is where, like,
Hey, Stormy,
yes.
can you say how you have it lined? Like you said each DT has their name on a line on your notebook?
Well, like I just have a section for each of them. Like,
oh, okay.
So, Christina, first of all, sorry, Sheena, I just realized you said you're on. I have it minimized so I can only see so many of you. There you are. One. So yeah, I give everybody, the whole point of me saying that was, and I'm just gonna kind of show you guys the front page here is, this is like Alyssa's top line. Like, so she has a guy named Cody on her top line, a girl named Morgan, a girl named Taylor, a girl, and then Maribel, Mackenzie, Maribel Claire's under Maribel. So, I mean, and the numbers aren't really important. I'm just kind of showing y'all that I chart every single thing. Okay. Because, and that's where you can see with me, think about a couple of people on the chart that, like on your charts that you've signed that are stopped working. Now think about how many people over 5 years I probably have. If I was trying to come up with an accurate representation of my volume, I would have to go through every single one. And I assure you, I have well over 10,000 customers in my downline, so it would take me a really long time. So I chart them no matter what, no matter if they're working or not, is what I'm saying. That's the only way to get an accurate representation of your volume. So back to Christina. So you're looking first and foremost, does that distributor have an auto shipment set up? Okay, Christina has a 124. So right next to Christina's name, I have 124. Okay, then I'm gonna go through her customers. All right, this is where you have to pay attention. I know Alyssa doesn't care if I pick on her. This is where she gets off, is she doesn't pay attention to all the things. So she'll see a date or she'll see this, and this is how we got off a lot. So I'm gonna click on Angie. Angie is my customer. She is actually in her 3rd month, should have been in her 3rd month, right? She signed on 3/15, 4/15. This should say next run date 5/15. Angie messaged me and asked me if we could do the grace period month for her because she's gotten really behind on her hair, skin, and nails. I put in a ticket for her. They said no problem. All right. So normally I wouldn't do that. She's a friend of mine, and also I know she just got behind. So
can I write that down later so we can talk about that? Because I saw Ashley put in like, oh, there's a grace period. I had no idea about that. And there's some people that have been like asking me about that. Can we talk about that later? I'm going to write it.
Well, we'll talk about it right now. And y'all, here's the deal. I'm going to have to go pretty quick because I have a Zoom at 2:15
okay.
with Jen and Covert. So like,
we can talk about it later.
Stay on longer, but I'm going to have to go pretty quick. The whole thing, guys, is do not advertise the grace period because it will be a logistical nightmare for you. You cannot go on and just push their auto ship and everything be fine. If you try to push their auto shipment out in the first 3 months, it will charge your customer $50. So you cannot do it. It has to be honestly, I told Angie 90% sure they're going to say no to you. You not using your products is typically not a grace period. Does not fall under the umbrella of grace period. You know what I'm saying? Like just for future reference. I was shocked. I told her I am happy to try, but I was really shocked that they actually said we pushed it out. So this 15. Normally it is a health issue. So like I had a lady who didn't like keto or didn't like Skinny Brew. She has IBS. It kind of made her, made that flare up a little bit. They pushed her auto shipment out a month so that she could A, return her products, and B, figure out something that would work for her. Like we could talk through it. Somebody loses their job, something like that. That is that is the reasons they'll push an auto ship. Now here's the deal. Once they're out of the 3 months, you can push their auto shipment as much as you want. You can log on and push it. And I do that all the time for customers because they're not ready to use their perk points, but they, once you stop their auto shipment, that you have their perk points expire 30 days from the last order date, not the day you cancel the auto shipment, from the last order date. So a lot of people don't want to use those. Like I had a girl yesterday, she was like, I just don't know what I want. So I pushed her auto shipment out a month because she's on month 6. So that's not a problem. In the first 3 months, you have to place a ticket. It has to be approved by customer service. So like I said, if you advertise that up front, you will be dealing with a logistical nightmare if you sign 12 customers and they all want to push your auto shipment in the next 3 months just because, so like if somebody comes to you and they're like, I lost my job, like whatever the problem, then I present it that way. But it's not something I advertise. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we can keep going.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was going to say, but like I said, it just has to be done with the ticket through that customer's account. Okay. So this is where you have to pay attention to this, because if I wasn't paying attention, I wrote 27 down. Now my thing is off. So then I write every single customer down and what they have, every single one. Alyssa, and I told her the other day she wasn't doing this, and I was like, right, but then you can know where you're off. Like you can go back and say, oh, it was Angie that changed hers, or oh, it was so-and-so. If you just have a bunch of numbers, I mean, this is not right or wrong, but what I will tell you is I can use this over and over and over again in the month, whereas I'll do this once. I'll do this next month new, but what I'll tell you is I've charted this twice already this month. I charted it yesterday and on the 5th, and I used this, and I just went back through and checked my numbers as I went, and it was a lot easier. So you don't have to write the numbers down, but I would suggest to do it. I've done it both ways, and this seems to be more helpful. So then I'm going to Danette, and I'm seeing that Danette's auto shipment is set up. This is where you have to pay attention. Her auto shipment is set up for 28, but she also placed an order right here for 35. So hers is 63 because it's that 35 plus that 28, okay? So again, you have to pay attention to all these dates and this date up here, or this date right here in this PBV. Another thing that's making it a little tricky right now, you guys, is a dang 6 BV for shipping, okay? Sometimes it's taking it, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's taking it later. It's all over the place. So what I will tell you is if you're promoting this month is you need to have well over 400 just in case you don't want to go 405 on a box and a 6 BV shipping error hit and then you're at $3.99. So honestly, we push 600 anyways, but you definitely need to make sure that you are way over the 400 just because of this. Okay, now we're on to Sarah. So Sarah had her auto shipment set up. It ran for 25. She's good. I write 25 down. Again, make sure you're writing the PV down, not the totals. Then we're going to go to Miranda. Miranda's was 40, right? So, but up here, I can see she changed it. So now it's 30. All right. So I'm just going through and I'm writing these down. All right. Sarah's at 60. She hasn't changed hers. Does that mean Sarah might change it between the 24th? Yes, but I'm just getting, again, we're just getting a good idea of where they're at. Sheila, so I'm going to go all the way through all these. Christina has a bajillion loyal. She's a loyal sign of machine. And then I'm going to get to the bottom and I'm going to total up all of these numbers from her customers plus her auto shipment. And that is how I'll come up with her PBV. So her PBV is at 665. So is she commission qualified? Yes, because you have to have 150. Okay, so she is commission qualified. All right, then I'm just going to go through, and again, I don't think you guys need me to do this, but then I'm going to go through. So like, here's an unusual situation right here. So we have Elizabeth right here. Then we have Kyla. Then we have Caitlin. These, if Christina was only going for Ruby, all 3 of these, Elizabeth is that top box. All 3 of these would count for GV. So we did it yesterday. That box has like almost 1,000 in GV just on its own because there's 3 people under it, right? So again, I'm looking, okay, does Elizabeth have an auto ship? No, Elizabeth does not have an auto ship, okay? So that's a 0. Here's Erica. What did Erica do? Erica has 50 this month, okay? And I'm going through and I'm adding all those up. And I can't, hold on, I've got to find Melissa's chart, but not that it really matters, but I'm gonna show y'all something. Ugh. Hold on, sorry. Where her chart's got to be around here, in here somewhere. I just can't find it. Let's see. I was just looking at it last night. Here it is. Okay, so this is actually Sheena's chart that I did this on. So with Sheena's chart, because Christina's under Sheena, Elizabeth's under Christina. So what I did is I wrote both of their names in the box. Like I wrote Elizabeth and Kyla. And then I wrote each of their PBV above it. And then Caitlin has her PV. Then I added all of it up for their GV, right? So that's how I mean, that box is fine, but I'm just saying that's how I do it. You can do it however you want. The way I do it is on the chart, I write, sorry, and everybody does it differently. Like Linda is a box. I write, this is what Linda's going to end at. This is what Linda needs. I circle it and put it underneath. I don't know why I put it to the side. So I always know that the negative 30 or negative whatever with a circle around it is what they need. And then as that comes in, so like if Linda signed a 40 BV customer right here, I would erase that and put, add that to it. If she was short like 200, I would just minus 40, come up with a new total, circle it. So that's how I do it. The best way to stay on it is, and that's why y'all probably talked or seen us be like, anytime you sign somebody, like come to us, so that, because here's the deal, is like, I'm looking at these charts every day. So whereas all of you might not, I know exactly where that volume needs to go. And then I'm going to update the chart immediately. Like I'm updating this chart daily based on the volume that's coming in under all of y'all. So at any moment you can ask me where you're at and I can tell you, right? I can tell you, you're predicted out at 1800. You're 200 short of, or 197 short of Ruby. There it is. And so that's the easiest way to do it, is just to pay attention to booms coming in. I don't check the downline orders or anything like that, because I know I'm also going to chart it again in another couple of days and make sure that it's all still the same. On the 25th, that's the only time you're ever going to have real-time charting. That's the only time it's ever going to be up to date. So, do y'all have any questions about that? I mean, again, I can walk y'all through the whole chart, but I think y'all probably don't need me to do that. I think, like showing you what I did. And here's the deal, is when you're learning, what I would also do is I would say, okay, here's what I got. Is this what you got? Like I would check your numbers with your upline or me or whatever. I mean, we're both your upline, but you know what I'm saying? That's what I would do, is I would check your, sorry, I'm writing. I just realized I had a lady who asked me to fix her decline. So I just realized it, and I want to do that right now. Write that down. Okay, do y'all have any questions about that? Anything? Y'all unmute and ask if y'all have any questions, and if not, we can move over to the over part. Everybody good? I can't see the chat, so y'all are gonna have to unmute just because I'm sharing my screen.
I mean, I'm just gonna have to get used to it.
I mean, the only way you're gonna get better at it, just like anything else, is doing it.
Right, right.
Like Alyssa has charted herself twice, and never once has she, I mean, I love her, but she hasn't been right either time. But that's why I can sit down and say, tell me what you have for each of these. That's the other thing, is like when she didn't write numbers down, I couldn't tell where she was off. This last time I made her write it down, I was like, okay, so tell me what you had for Scarlett under Elizabeth. And she'd be like, I had 50. And I'm like, okay, here's where you missed it. You missed that 35 extra orders she did. That's where why you're off. Or tell me what you had for Cassidy. And she, say 32. And I'm like, okay, well, Cassidy changed hers from the cleanse to the hair, skin, and nails. And that's where you got off, or whatever.
Okay. So honestly, like for us, or especially for me, like, should I just like whenever I have time, like this weekend or whatever, when I'm not sleeping after working, but write my name down, write all my customers, write like every single person underneath me, and just go from there.
Right. Well, see, okay. I write the customers as where they're at. So like,
right.
Like
who they're listed under.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right.
So like I have Elizabeth, and then I have Kyla, and then I have Caitlin, you know what I'm saying? So I just write where they're at.
And that's for everyone, even if you didn't place them, correct?
Everybody.
Okay.
Yep. Every ounce of volume underneath you is part of your GV, which is what you're going for. So you need to know like what it's at. And again, am I telling you that it's not going to change for the 25th? No, I can't promise that, because again, people are going to get on and place orders. People are going to get on and change their, like just now I had a customer who's under Claire, she's on your top line. She just placed a pick 3 for 3 net cratons. Okay, so that added 45 BV to Claire. She also changed her auto ship from hair, skin, and nails to energy, so that took away 2. So like it's gonna change. But here's the deal: is if you wait till the 25th to for lack of a better word, if you're lazy and you wait till the 25th to figure out where your numbers are, now you have 5 days. Maybe you have 5 days to get 50. Maybe you have 5 days to get 5,000. Either way, you don't want to be sitting in that position. And so that's why it's important to know where you're at, like throughout the month. So, and the bigger the chart gets, the harder it is. That's again why I had to say, Jen, how far out are you? Jamie, how far out are you? And that is, I just can't stress enough.
Because you can't do everyone's.
I could, but you think about how much time out of the game that would have taken me for messaging, training.
Right.
That's I mean, I don't want to say it's not income producing because it is. Obviously, I need to know that, but it's like, whew, what a beating that would have been.
Right.
Like me and Alyssa at 1 o'clock the other night, I looked at her and I said, I'm so over looking at this chart right now. And like we had started at 10 and I'm like, I can't imagine how many margaritas it would take me to get through my entire chart. So many that I'd probably fall asleep before I got the chart done. That's the answer there. Okay. All right. Are we good? Okay. Let's move on to over. I'm going to stop my share. I'm hoping that this is going to even like makes, I mean, the thing that sucks about this is I can't share my screen on over. Oh, I can. I figured it out. Remember, I did figure it out. Woo.
Hey, Stormy, they also have a desktop version now. That's, if you have the Pro, you get.
I feel like here's the deal is like, I'm not that, I mean, I'm like good at it. I'm just, over is something you have to practice to get faster and better at. And I don't practice enough because I don't really like making stories. I'm just going to be perfectly honest. Like, I just don't really like it. I don't enjoy it because I feel like, oh my God, I could be doing this. 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 So like product stories, very rarely you're going to catch me making because I can screenshot them or reshare. I have the reshare app. And so I don't feel like I'm that fast. All that being said is I don't want to change it up and then try to go to the desktop and y'all are like, she really doesn't know what she's doing. So I'm just going to share my screen like I did that time when we were charting. Remember how smart that was of me? Hold on. All right. Let me see. And I'm going to turn on my airplane or my do not disturb so that my messages aren't like beedity, 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 beedity. Oh, I got to get a cord. I was like, hold on. I need something. I'm missing. I got to get a cord to share my screen. This thing is so long, I probably could have plugged it in from the bedroom. Okay, there we go. I have a couple that I want to give you guys like, so I mean, I have a ton that I screenshot. And here's the other thing I'll tell you, I'll show you in just a sec, actually. What? Sorry, it's slowly but surely ain't connecting. Hold of this here. I don't know why it's saying unable to connect. My Wi-Fi is good. Plugged in. Oh, I know what's happening. Hold on. It's asking me to mirror with my TV. I don't know why that is, but. Okay. Keep saying unable to connect.
What are
Dang.
you doing that, like, how are you even able to do this? I don't know this trick.
I just screen share. When you click screen share, it comes up, gives you the option for iPad or iPhone. And then I just double click that and then I screen mirror. It worked. I've done it like 100 times. I don't know why it's not working right now.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But what I've done it for is I've done it to show people their charts. And then I just turn my camera on and put it on over their chart like a overhead. And then it's on the thing. But I mean, it gives me, but it's saying Apple TV. I don't know why it's saying Apple TV. Like our TV's not even on and we don't have an Apple TV also. I don't know where. My IT guy's up on the phone. I hear him up there, so I better not. Let me try. Oh, hold on. What in the world?
If you're talking to us, you're muted.
Yes. I was like, why aren't they freaking shaking their head or something? Like, what? Hello? Like, yes, no. I was like, do y'all want to recreate this one? I was like, nobody's even looking at the screen. Okay. Thank you, Claire. All right. So here's what I've done is I go in and I have created I created this, but I haven't been adding to it because again, I haven't been doing stories, but I'll screenshot ones that I like and I'll add them to this album called Over Story Inspo. So basically I'm going to go back in. Sometimes when people do ones like this, you can just slap your picture on top of it, right? Like that's easy. When people do ones like this, you can't slap your picture on top of it. Like you're gonna have to recreate the whole dang thing. And in that point, you should have same thing with this. Here's Kim's. You can't recreate that because she's got layers on it. So do y'all want to create one like this? And then it's only 4 slides, right? So, and you, once I show you how to create the first slide and duplicate it, you should be fine. And you shouldn't need me anymore. You see, Miss Claire, Courtney, there's Miss Crystal. Christina might be the only one that you don't really know. Okay. I need to breathe to do a Zoom. It's the weirdest thing. Okay. So here's what we're going to do to do this one. I want you guys to start with like a base picture like that. Okay. And then that's why I really wanted to be able to show y'all what to do. So pull up Over. The other thing is yours is going to look a little different than me if you're not paying for the full version. I have the full version of Over. So there might be things that I have access to that you don't. That's okay. I still think you'll be fine, but pull up Over and start with a base picture like this. Since the whole picture is going to be showing, I need y'all to make sure you do like pick, tap, go. It's nice and clear, nice and pretty. You can see like this one, she has a lot of excess room around. So you can't be like, you know, your whole face. it's got to be, you know what I'm saying? Like something that you can zoom out of and pull the background. So like Claire, a couple that you've sent me with Seattle would be good, you know, like stuff like that.
What did
Okay,
you
so
say?
we're gonna-
Like Pick Tap Go?
PicTap Go is my favorite editing app. So I use, if you go to PicTap Go, I use Crispity, Auto Color, and Lightness, some light, I don't know, whatever, the lightning one. I use that
Crispy. What else do you do? Sorry.
Do what?
What was the recipe you use again?
So I don't have it saved as a recipe because sometimes like some need to be more crispy than others, but I use Crispity, and then I use, and like just, so here's a picture of Emmy. It's not a very good one, but like I'll just show y'all. And then you go, she literally has like a Popeye look and everything. So I use Crispity, so you can see how like it got sharper, and then I'll just kind of like drag it if it's too much or whatever. And then I use Auto Color, and then again I just drag it, and then watch, I go to, this one is, I use Lights On, that's what it's called. Boom. So you can't, you know, I mean, the picture looks like considerably better. And then that's a little too bright for me. Oops, I did an undo. I didn't mean to. You can undo it too, but so you just slide it at the bottom, and then I'm like, okay, I like that better. So that would be, and then you just save it. Darn it, I didn't save it. I was going to show you all the difference, and I didn't save it. Cool. Sorry, and I'm going to do this with y'all, so I need to pull up my own picture real quick. Like we haven't taken family pictures in approximately 19 years. So that's good. All right, so when you go to over, right, everybody, and again, mine looks a little different. So you're just clicking that middle button and then adding an image right there. All right, and so that it adds up. The only thing I don't like about over, I thought I didn't like about it, was you couldn't do the albums. You know, like you had to scroll, you either had to have it favorited or you had to have it, but that's not true. You can actually go to, like on photos, you just pull down and then you click all photos, and then boom, all of your things pop up. Like I was like, this is the worst. What kind of app is this? But so I figured that out. That is not in fact the case. So if y'all have been thinking that, then there you go. And if not, then you're smarter than me and you did better than me. Congratulations. You don't match, girlfriend. You got a crazy outfit on.
So we're
Okay.
just picking the photo, right?
All right, I'm trying to pull my photo back up because I thought there's no sense in me not doing this with y'all.
I barely have any, so.
Yeah, and this is where I literally have been, I don't want to say I've been bad, but honestly, like I was looking at some Kendra Scott stuff today and I was like, oh, I have those earrings. I wonder where they've been. Like, did I lose them? And I thought, no, you idiot. You've been in quarantine. You haven't put on earrings in approximately 4 months. So there's where you know.
Hey, Mommy.
Yes, I am your mommy.
Mommy.
Yes, baby. No, this is not time for you to look at all my photos. Okay. I love you, but this is time. I'm working. I know you like to look at them. Okay. So I pulled up this picture. Okay. Now you have to make sure you scroll across and put it in story view, not portrait, story. Okay. And then after you click the check mark, you can, that's what stinks about it though, is like, if it's like a picture like this that you've already cropped like I did, it will be harder to have like a bunch of excess around. So just something to think about. And honestly, you know, you can desize. Okay, so is everybody here? We've got it in story mode. We've got our picture up. We're good?
Yes.
Okay.
What's the difference between Facebook story and Instagram story? Am I imagining things? Okay.
There's no difference. Okay, so now, again, I'm just gonna have to go back. So what Alyssa did right here is she just took and she added 2 squares right here, boom, boom. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to the shape button right here, okay? And you're just I'm gonna do the rectangle, and I'm gonna make it like real long and skinny because that seems to be what it was. And then I'll place like the first one, kind of just moving it with your fingers like that. All right, so because she took the first one that way. And then, this is where me not having so see, I just scooted my picture over so that Jared wouldn't, or that half my body wouldn't be covered by the second one. So again, you're gonna go, so you're gonna click on this layer, that layer that you made black, and you're gonna scroll across to opacity and just make it opaque like that so that you can still see through the picture through it. And I need to scoot my picture down. I'm glad I did that because I got the graphic behind me. This may not have been the best picture ever, but I told y'all to be prepared with pictures and then I wasn't. So I don't know why I was
All the way black?
well, yeah, so it's black, but then you're gonna scroll. Hold on, I'm on the different layer right now. You're gonna click it, and then when you click edit, I have it you can see where it's gone, where it goes all the way black. You want to be able to see the picture underneath it. So I'm going about 60%, about 60 to 70% on the opacity so that I can see my picture underneath it, but I can also see that it breaks up that picture. Okay. So hers was, and what she did on hers was she did black on the bottom, and then this side one, you can tell she changed the color on every time. So it was like green, blue, pink. So, and she also changed the picture. So I'm probably, just for time's sake, what I'll do is I'll go through 2 slides with you guys and teach y'all how to change the color, like duplicate it and change the color. And then, so go ahead and find another square, or add another square and put it right there. Same concept. And then I'll teach you guys how to make sure the one that you want on top is on top. So again, just picking another shape. I'm making it really long and skinny. And then
I don't pay for the full version, so like it won't even let me do shapes.
Really? It should.
Yeah, I found like in graphics, you can find some squares. You have to kind of
Okay.
be a little creative on that.
I didn't think that. I thought shapes was fine. I thought it would still let you. That's so crazy. So I
You
was
would think
paying
that would
for
be the basic one.
Yeah, I was paying for the full one, and then we created like a leader team one. So basically, like, we pay $60 a month. So we each just paid like our 25, 30 up front, which is what I was paying a month as it was. So it ended up being cheaper. And then that way, what's cool about mine is, hold on, I gotta save this. Well, no, I'll show you later. But anyways, what's cool about mine is anything that like Alyssa or Tiff or Jen or Jamie or Candace Brewster, any of them add to their folders, I can go in and take their thing and edit it up, but it's already, the baseline story is already there. So that's a pretty cool thing.
Oh, that is neat.
So, okay, so I added my second one, but here's the deal is I want this black to be on top of it. So I'm going to go up here to my layers right here. Like, you go to layers, or, well, first of all, I'm going to make it a color. Sorry. Let me try that. I'm going to make it like whatever color you want. And then I'm going to turn the opacity off. Yeah, Claire, with you, or down with you, I would definitely just try to find graphics, go to graphics and search like square. Yeah, do the best you can. Like I said, I don't think you have to have it, but it's also been, I haven't looked at somebody's that doesn't pay for it in so long. Like, I've paid for it for so long, I don't even know at this point what options.
I just had like a blue like square in my camera roll, and I just did the same thing with that. So
yeah, and the nice thing about the graphics is you can change the colors of those too. Like, I bought all these like, I have all these stickers, and they're pictures. They come up as pictures, so like I can't change anything about them. Okay, so I did yellow, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this little layers up here. You do, like, you click that. I don't know why. There it is. And you drag the one you want on top. So like, I want this yellow one to be under the black one. So I just drug it down to where now the black is on top. Okay, so here's what I got so far. Crystal, are you good? Just making sure because I can't see your face.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay. So then what Alyssa did, sorry, I'm having to go back and forth just to show you guys. what she did was she took all these like squiggly graphics and she added them to this side right here. So we're going to do that first. And what you're going to search for those is you're going to go to graphic and you're going to search paint swipe. That's going to be the one. And if y'all don't know that you can save to your collection, like, so let's just say I really, really liked, I don't know, I really, really liked this one. And I thought, oh, I'll use that a lot. If you click that little arrow button in the corner, it will add it, right? And then let's say I was like, ooh, I really like this one too. I'm going to click it and I'm going to add it. And then when I go to my graphics, you see collected graphics. I have all these that I've saved because at some point I think, oh, I like those. I would probably use them, you know? So I can scroll down. I mean, I already have I have like down to Christmas ones and I have a ton collected, but so I'm going to use, for what Alyssa did, I'm going to use this one right here. I'm going to click it and there it is. Boom. So it pulls up. The other thing is I'm going to have a lot and then resize it and you just put it, I'm going to have a lot less of these on mine just because my picture is smaller. Hey, don't click in my ear, please. So basically I'm just resizing these and I'm putting them over the top of that yellow right now. The easiest way to do this is click on it. After you put it the first one where you want, click on it and click duplicate and just keep duplicating until you have as many as you want. So I just duplicate. You can turn them different ways. Jen gives me the hardest time about not making my own story. She's going to be mind blown when she sees that I made this one. Y'all, also, I just have to share, this is the most exciting thing. I just got a company customer. So anytime somebody just goes to the website and signs up, but don't have a distributor, they give them to presidentials and ambassadors. So they just deal them out. And I knew it was coming, but I wasn't expecting to get one this soon. So I got an email. And then of course you have to reach out to them and make sure they didn't mean to go to somebody else. But still, I thought that was really cool. Pretty excited about that. I have no idea what the BV is on it or anything about her, but I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty awesome.
Exciting.
Okay, so I'm just duplicating these, kind of throwing them around there. I'm not doing it exactly like Alyssa did it, but this is what mine looks like. Okay. So now I'm having to go back and look at Alyssa's. It doesn't look like she made her super opaque, but she did, again, take the black right here and she put it over all of that. So I'm going to go through and make sure my bottom square is on top of everything. I'm going to try it. Let's see. I'm going to make them a little bit opaque just so they don't pop quite so much. I'm going with, again, about a 70% opacity. I don't know why that's a hard word for me to say. How are y'all doing? Y'all please stop me if y'all have any questions, because this is my first time trying to teach an over while I do an over. Okay.
No, it's fine. I just hate that I don't have any good pictures.
I literally was like, I usually take pictures with my friend Megan about 3 times a year. But then also have Tracy, one of my good friends who just is really good with an iPhone. So I let her take them. And I haven't seen anybody in so long that I'm like, why don't I have any pictures since Christmas? I'm like, oh yeah, because in February, I got nothing from conference on except my kids, and not even selfies because I don't put makeup on every day or ever.
Yeah,
So past February, I got nothing. But Megan's coming in town in a couple of weeks. And so, I'm already going to be she's staying with me for 2 days. So I'm going to be like, come on, Megan, get your iPhone.
When I go home in 2 weeks, I'll be asking all my friends to take pictures and whatever.
Okay. So I drug my black layer back on top and here's what I got so far. And if you once you start pulling into layers like this, you guys, it's hard to get a hold of, if I wanted to get a hold of this little white thing, it would be kind of tricky because there's a layer over it. So if you ever wanted to get a hold of a layer, you can just pull that layer up and pick the one and then You can decide, I don't know which one it is, but that's the way you can, okay, so it's right here. So you can also grab the layers that way, just so you know. Now, of course, with the squiggly, it's kind of hard to say which one it is, but I'm having to just play with it to figure it out. My husband's probably.
So whenever you're layering things, is it like if it's at the top, like it's literally like on top?
Yeah, it means nothing will be shown over it. So
Okay.
like if I move my picture, all this would go away. Does that make sense? Like if I was like, beep, none of it's there. It's all gone. It's underneath. So I'm not going to do that, obviously. Okay. So here is where we're at. Now, hold on. Making me mad. Okay. So here's where I'm at. And again, I feel like I really like some of this, like I would take, and this is like, I don't like how the angle's cut on that. So I would go to this. So I know it's chosen and like kind of turn it a little like I just did. That's just where it gets tricky when you have multiple layers, because you're like clicking it and you know, everything else is coming up except that. All right. So here's where we're at. And then the next thing she did is she added a square or a circle right here in the corner. Oops. That's not Alyssa, that's me. She added this circle. So again, Claire, if you type paint swipe, you probably could come up with a circle paint swipe to replace her. And then it looks like what she did for the color, she used to drag it and use like a background color. So I'm gonna show you all how to do that too real quick. So pull you up a circle and kind of position it how you want it. And again, you
What color?
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna teach you what color we're
Okay.
gonna make it. So I put my circle kind of like, I made it a little smaller and put it like kind of right here. All right. So now for the color, it looks like what she did. Hold on, I gotta find my color. Okay, color. So then you go to this little teardrop on the color, right? You click that, and then you can drag it and make it any color you want. So I'm gonna go up here to the sky just to like kind of pull in some of, or like Jared's shorts. Yeah, I'm gonna do Jared's shorts like that. And then
Wait,
click
can you
the,
show that again?
yeah. So you click on it and you click edit, and then you're on color, right? You click this little teardrop type thing, and it comes up right here, and you drag it to wherever you want it to go, like whatever color you want to use. So it's a way to like, when you don't want to like have crazy bright colors all over the place, you want to kind of pull. That's what I'm doing. And again, I don't know where yellow came from. I just chose yellow, but so yeah, that's what I am going to do, like that gray. I did the blue and I didn't like it. And again, this is where you just get to play, you know, like you just play. Like right now my circle is too small, so I want to make my circle a little bit bigger. So, and I may go back and change the yellow later. Like, I don't even know.
Are you doing it opaque or are you doing it solid?
I'm gonna make it a little bit opaque. Like,
Okay.
like hers is, see, it's like darker than the black. So I'm gonna just opaque it a little bit. I just feel like it makes it a little less harsh when you do that.
Okay.
So probably like I'm going like 80% on it. And honestly, I kind of don't love the color. I kind of want to change the color anyway. So like, let's see. Sorry, y'all. I'm just kind of playing with it. Yeah, see, I like this white color better a little bit. Just like it's a little less like. And this is why I'll say it takes you a while. Like, and if you're real creative and you have like a real artsy brain, then it won't. I don't necessarily feel like I have that. So, I mean, I'm not like completely unfortunate in the subject, but like, I don't live for stuff like this, you know, like I'm not like me and Kim Chapak talk all the time. She loves to do stuff like this. Like, I'm like, me, you know, like it's okay. I can think of something I'd rather do more and less. Okay, so now, there we go. Okay. All right, so this is what we got. Now you're gonna go to text, and you're gonna write positions open. Because again, we're just making it look like Alyssa's, or I'm sorry, write positions. Just write positions. And then you're gonna go through, and here, when you pull up fonts, again, I don't know what it looks like when you don't have this, but when you pull up fonts, like you can click this little arrow right here, and it pulls up like all different kinds of fonts. Like I could go to this one, and it will, if it has a check mark next to it, it means I've already added it to my queue. So like I've already added this to my queue, but I just shows it just to show you guys. So you just scroll through and find the font you want. So find a cursive font that you really like, or, you know, something kind of cursive. I don't know why mine is in all caps. That's, again, I'm sure I did it, but I don't know why. So I'm going to just use like, I don't know. And then what I do a lot is I put it there and I'm like, do I like it? Do I love it? No, I don't love it. So I keep going. Ooh, I gotta hurry. PP, what are you doing, baby? Okay, so the font I ended up going with, and I really like this font, but I'm pretty sure it's also the one that Alyssa used, was Addictive. But I love that font. I do it a lot. So I'm putting positions here, just like that. Okay, and then add text again, and you're gonna write open in all caps, and then find you a font that you like. And again, for ease, I'm just gonna go to, I really love the one she used. It's like my go-to, another one of my go-tos, and it's called Lemon Milk. That's not it. And it's towards the back for me. Okay, so now we have this.
And you said do that one like all, okay, never mind.
Yeah, so then. Okay, so the other thing I really like to do, and it looks like she did it on the open too, is, and again, the way you're gonna change the color on those fonts is the exact same way. You can either go to the color wheel or you can drag and find, you know, pull a color from whatever that you like, click that. So I kind of like that blue. But as you can see, that blue doesn't pop a lot, right? Like it doesn't pop a lot. So I'm gonna make sure go to edit and then go over to shadow. And when you pull up shadow, you can do the angle shadow or you can do the blur shadow. So see how that kind of highlights it like that, but the angle is a more sharp angle. Now, if you use angle, the other thing is, or blur, either one, but mainly angle, you can also change the opacity, or so you can go here and make it like real intense, or you can dial it back to where there's hardly anything. I'm gonna go about half on it because I think it matches my black underneath, you know, like everything's kind of opaque. Oh, is it opaque? And then, but you can see like that would make it real intense. So how we doing?
Okay,
Everybody good?
so on the shadow, I go to blur and it doesn't, am I supposed to pick like a color underneath it too?
I mean, yeah, so if you,
Okay.
You can. Typically I just do black or white on those just because it kind of makes it pop more.
Okay.
But if you're not seeing, like if you go to blur, you go to shadow and you go to blur and nothing's changing, like it's on angle, you got to drag it to make it. Hold on. See how it just, it
Okay.
almost looks like you took it and you like erased what was behind it and smudged it all out. But so like you can tell if you, and it's subtle. If you're using black and white, it's subtle depending on your background. So like I'm not even, so see how it's like, I don't know if you can tell, see the white has an angle right now. And then as I drag it, it just kind of pops it a little. Same with the black, like the color, if I changed it to that. Okay. Now, last thing is we're going to add those words that she has. So, sorry, I'm kind of playing with my circle. I don't love where my circle's at. My husband's like upstairs on a board meeting. He's probably like, sorry, my wife is just downstairs teaching people how to make pretty pictures. Being real loud about it. Same but different. Okay, so we got this, right? Everybody's right here with me. Now, see, like I can already tell that I don't have enough like space right here, so I'm gonna have to go to this one and kind of like mess with it a little and drag it up and make it a little bigger because I can already tell like I don't have a lot of space right there. So there we go. And once it all comes together, like that's when you can kind of play with it and move it around. All right, so what her says is, who wants a spot? And we can't say what she said because this is an old picture, but potential to earn $300 to $2,000 a month from your phone. So who wants a spot needs to be in like a cursive or, like a fun kind of font. So go ahead and add that. I think I'm going to use this Billow font and I'm making it white because obviously that will be the only thing that shows over it. And now that I have it here, I'm like, okay, my circle's too big. I'm gonna have to make it a little bit smaller.
You did a second circle after the positions open thing?
No,
Okay.
I'm just taking it and I'm putting it like right here over it.
Oh, okay.
But what I was saying is like that made me realize like my circle was way too big, you know?
Oh, right.
Because of just the way mine, you know. Maybe not necessarily too big, but it was definitely too far over. I don't know. I can't figure out how I like this circle right now. It's kind of bothering me. Okay. So I just don't know what I want to do. And that's the other thing is like a font you might like may not exactly fit there.
Okay. Storm like this kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what you just have to play with it, you know, like the other thing too is like if you choose the font and let's say like you like you like this one and you go to style and then you go to space, you can either make it space out more or you can make it space out this way if there was 2 lines of it. You can't obviously because I thought you don't have 2 lines. That's another thing you can do to like take up more or less space. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a font I like. that fits there. I don't know. I don't like any of these, so there's that. I also, some of my fonts I bought, so. Meh.
He just does that basic kind of outline, changes the colors, and then on each, like work from phone, on social media, sharing products, like kind of separates that out, and then like contact on one of the slides.
Honestly, I haven't even really looked at the other ones.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just taking.
No, that's okay. I've got to
I'm
jump
gonna
off.
do-
My kids just finished their AP test. So,
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do after this is I'm just gonna teach you guys how to duplicate the slide,
okay.
so that then all you have to do is go in, change the words, change the background picture, change this color if you want or whatever. But like you don't have to recreate it every time. So you have that option, or you have the option to just save it and then go back in and edit each one. The only problem with that is those won't, so hold on, let me just, okay. So if you go to my project, so like the other day I recreated this one, but if you see, I had multiple slides, but because I just went in and changed the picture and the wording in each one and saved them, they're saved in my camera roll, but if I ever want to go back and edit one of those, I'll have to redo that. Whereas if you duplicate the slide, so if I would have held down and clicked duplicate, then I could have duplicated it over and over and kept the ones I had. Does that make sense? So like this was the last one. So what I'll have you guys do is, so like I'll just go in and we'll duplicate this slide, right? And then it pops up twice, and then you would go in and edit that one. So I mean, you really can do it either way. It just sucks that if you save it like the way I do a lot is then you have it in your camera roll. So like all my stories that I've created before that I've done like that, I have to go back and redo those ones that have numbers in them. Like I was looking at my story album the other day and I can't use almost any of them anymore. So, but because I didn't duplicate them, because it was a trick I learned later, like I'm going to be like, or I just have to go back and change that one slide. Like either way, it's not a huge deal, but okay. So then I got my Who Wants a Spot right here. And then instead of, she put potential to earn blah, blah, blah from your phone, a month from your phone. I'm just going to put potential to earn additional income from your phone. And I'm going to do it in a block font that's like bold. Probably, honestly, I'm going to do it in that lemon milk again, just because I like it, kind of ties it back in. Like you don't want to use too many of different fonts where it feels like busy, but so that's what I'm going to do. I keep losing people, dropping like flies. I'm like, do y'all feel like y'all are learning? Sorry.
I think I'm just going to have to, like, when I'm slow at work, do this tonight, like at work.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, here's when I would tell you guys to make stories, not in prime business hours. So if it is at 2 a.m. and you can't sleep and you're not messaging, that, like Jen, that is when she makes all of hers, her and Jamie. Because they like, and when I was, I haven't stayed up once all night in May, but when I was staying up all night in May, I was doing things like income chart, like charting, fixing stories, like all the stuff behind the scenes that I could do when I couldn't message somebody at 3:30 a.m. I mean, I guess you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do too, like at work.
Yeah. And that's the nice thing is, Christina, anytime you exit out of it, it saves. So like you can just come back right to it. You know what I'm saying? it automatically saves. And then here's what I would do. Last thing wanted to show you guys. Well, I was going to show you all the duplicate, but I already showed y'all that. So here's what I have. I put this, and see, I don't like how like tight it is together. So I'm going to stretch it out. I also think I need to move my black up just a little bit.
What was the who wants a spot? What was the second part?
Potential to earn additional income from your phone every month. Or I don't know, I'm trying to figure out if I like that. Ability, I'm gonna say ability to earn. Yeah, it just sucks because all my stories are like, I can't use hardly any of them. Which it is what it is, but there's a 30-minute video I need to go watch that reminds me on compliance. So like you see, if you don't add some returns in there, this is what it'll come out looking like. So you gotta. You just kind of have to play with it. So this is what I got. But then the nice thing is now all I have to do is duplicate it, and I just go back in and change the color and change the picture, and like I don't have to recreate the whole thing again, you know? And here's the nice thing too, is you can reuse these stories. Like that's why I'm like so sad that I can't reuse any of the ones that are saved in my album. Like I have 200 stories that I'm, slides that I've done that I'm like, I can't read. I mean, some of them I can fix and edit, but I have to go way back.
Mm-hmm.
Even some of the blank ones that I've done for you guys that I've sent out or that are in like Posting for Success, I'm like, or not Posting for Success, but the files, like on the team page, I used to add all that to the file. So I would put like stories that I would make myself, but then I would take my picture out so that y'all could just slap yours in. I'm like, I don't even know if all those are good anymore. All right, so I feel good about this. That's what I'm going with.
Can you say what the other part was again? I'm just now getting my Who Wants a Spot where I wanted it.
Yeah, here you go. So I put ability to earn additional income from your phone every month.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know, like I said, I'm like, I guess this might not make sense. I need to make. And here's the deal: if y'all ever do anything you didn't mean to do, just click the back arrow. Like if you resize something, you're like, wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Just the back arrow, I say that because I just did that, so. So, I mean, you guys can see that like it's taken us probably 40 minutes to make that one slide. So the more you do it, the faster you get. But then also like, so I'm going to go in and like,
I know it's not fitting anywhere. Like that's the crappy thing. Like I don't know how your ability to earn, maybe I'm using the wrong font, but it's not fitting.
I'm just gonna go and make my square that I put it on a little bit bigger.
and then here's the deal. Doop, doop. Okay. So I clicked save. Then you click how the way you go through it from there is you just click this little arrow right here in the corner, like when you get done. Sorry, and I'm just telling you all this because I have to get off pretty quick.
Yeah.
You click save, and then it goes to your thing. Now, or if you just want to minimize it so that you have it to work on later, boom. So now see, it's right here for me if I ever want to go in and change it. The way you delete things is you just click delete.
And then that's also where you do the duplicate.
Yep. So like, see, I highlighted those two and I just click delete. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to duplicate this one. And when it pops up, I'm going to go to like the layers. I'm going to click this picture so that I know the picture is selected. And then I want to replace it. So hold on. Replace, and then it'll pop up in my photos. I'll go to like, so see, I replaced it with this one. Well, that's not going to quite fit. So I'm going to have to do some adjusting on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm making it bigger while I'm scooting it over at the same time. And then it fits. So then from there, I'm going to go back to my layers and like click this. And I'm going to go to color and I'm going to change the color. So see, now I have like a different slide coming in and I'm just changing everything from there. And then I'm gonna go through and just look at her next picture. So do y'all want me to send these pictures in the chat so y'all can see like what she did next? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
So that,
please.
see, so now like my duplicated one looks different. So now I'll always have those four in my queue. And the other thing I do too is I go to, so when you click this, real quick, last thing, you hold it down, you click add to folder. And then, so y'all won't have all these folder options, right? I can add this to my folder on my Teams page. You go all the way down to the bottom and you click like create personal folder and I'll write business stories and then done. So now when I go to this, yeah, done. Now when I go to like up here, scroll to folders, business stories, boom, that's there. So like, that's something that as I've learned, I haven't gone back and gotten organized, but like, that's something I need to start doing, you know? And again, those are things that I would do like not in prime time times or whatever. So.
Okay.
Okay. Do y'all have any questions before I wrap up and then hop on this Zoom with Jen and
For now, no.
Covert? Yeah, I mean, it's not like, the only time you can ask me questions, but that way I was just,
Thank you for doing this.
yeah, of course. And I mean, I have no problem, like if we're ever on a power hour at night, and y'all want to make a quick one. It's just, like I said, I'm not that quick at it. And I mean, I know I was explaining to you guys, but I just think I don't have like and that is where I'm good at it if you give me something to do. Like if you show me this is what you want to do, I'm fine. I can do that. That's why I save them and make them my own. So like one, just for instance, real quick, I know y'all see a lot of like these stories, right? Like these stories with these backgrounds, right? And then people are like, how do you do that? Like whatever. Go to Pinterest and search like IG backgrounds or retro or, like fun stuff like that. And that comes up and then you download those from Pinterest to your phone and then you have those as backgrounds. The other thing you can do is last tip is you can go to Over. I mean, it's not, like, I could give tips all day, but you go to Over and like, let's say you do like a transparent background right here. And then you change it to story. And then you want to add a image. Okay. You can go to Google Images and type like ta-da, just for fun. And everything that comes up, which that was a bad example. Okay, here we go. We'll use Pixie because they have like Pixabay and Unsplash and all that. Boom, you click that. And now you have this as your background, or you go to your photos and you have your graphics. You can also go to let's see if I deleted it. I wanted to add a graphic. You can see like I have a bunch of collections or like collected graphics, let's say. So like if I wanted to make this my background, boom, I saved it. Now I have it as my background. So you have a lot of options there, but that is how you can get the different backgrounds. Like we use a picture for our background, but a lot of them, you see like newspaper article clippings and, they do all the like real trendy type stuff. So that's where you can go with that. But again, Pinterest is where I would pull them from. Because even when you pull up like if you pull up IG backgrounds, IG story backgrounds, like look at all these that come up, there's a ton of them. I mean, there's ads too, but so, and I asked Jen specifically what she searched for that one and she said retro. So IG retro story background. I don't really know that. I think that one's kind of fun. It's just practice and do and practice and do and practice and do. Oh yeah, like look how fun this one is. I mean, it says bitchin' on it, so maybe you'd covered that up with something. But that one's fun. So like, do y'all know how to save that? When you go to your pen? Okay, I was gonna say you just click these 3 dots and click save. Nope, that's not what you do. Download image, sorry. And then what I would do is as you find stuff that you like, I would stick them in an album, like Over backgrounds, and I would name it Over backgrounds so that the biggest thing about this is if you can keep your flipping photos and notes organized, you will save yourself so much time in this business. And I did not do that for the first 2 or 3 years. So I preach it a lot because after you've scrolled through 30,000 photos 7 times looking for one hair, skin, and nails before and after, you want to kill yourself. Okay, well, I am going to switch Zooms right now. But if you guys need anything, I'll also add the rest of those slides to Success Squad so you guys can see what we had, like when you finish yours. So I'm excited to see them. Thanks for hopping on, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.